Have you signed up to take on the toast role at your next Toastmasters meeting, but now your meeting's coming up and you haven't prepared and you're freaking out and you don't know what to do? Don't worry, I've got you covered in this video because I'm going to show you a live example of myself taking on the toast role at my local Toastmasters meeting. And whether you're a brand new Toastmaster who's taking this role on for the first time, or if you're a seasoned vet who has been to decades of Toastmasters meetings, but you're looking to elevate your skill, I'm sure this video will provide you with a bit of value. In just a few moments, I'm going to show you that live example from my Toastmasters meeting of me taking on the toast role. But before that, I want to encourage you, if you are a new Toastmaster, consider signing up for this role. I like to think of the toast role as an easier version of table topics because it's the same timeline, 1 to 2 minutes, but you get to think about what you're going to talk about. In fact, you can prepare for the full week or 2 weeks leading up to your Toastmasters meeting, and as long as you loosely relate what you're talking about to the theme of the meeting, you can talk about whatever you'd like. Okay, let's jump right into the live example of me taking on the toast role. I'm going to watch it with you, and then afterward, I'm going to break down what I did well, what I could have improved upon, and I'm going to talk about 3 key things you need to keep in mind when taking on the toast role. All right, class, listen up. This is your assignment. It's due tomorrow. It's very simple. I'm going to give you a blank sheet of paper, and your assignment is to write something on that piece of paper. If you write something, you'll get 100%. If you don't write anything, well, of course, you'll fail. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters in person and on Zoom, that was the assignment given to me by my grade 11 English teacher when I was in high school. And after the bell rang, the students congregated in the hallway. They couldn't believe their luck. We can write anything on the piece of paper and we'll get 100%. The students began scheming how they were going to write one single word and submit that as their assignment. He said we could write whatever we want. That'll count. I took the piece of paper home that evening, and I stared at it for a while. And when I began to write, I didn't write one word. I wrote a short story which took up every inch of that piece of paper. It was the best thing I had written up until that point in my life. Because what that grade 11 English teacher did was not just give me a homework assignment, he gave me permission to be creative. That unlocked something within myself. I discovered my love for writing, which led me to journalism school, which has stuck with me today. It's why I'm wearing a microphone and filming myself giving a toast, because I still have that passion for creating. The great teachers have that ability to tap into the potential within us. So with the theme of teachers today, I would ask that everyone stand with me if you're able and raise a glass to great teachers.
To great teachers.
All right, there we have it. So that was the toast that I did, and I think it went pretty well overall. I'll get into some of the feedback that I received and just my own personal thoughts as I watch that back. But before that, as promised, I want to give you 3 keys to think about when you are taking on the toast role at your local Toastmasters meeting. The first thing to remember is to keep it related to the theme of the meeting. So I mentioned earlier in this video, this is like an easier version of table topics because you can prepare, you can choose what you're talking about, you can have time to think about your answer, but you still should work within the parameters of the theme of the meeting. In the example that we just watched, the theme was teachers. So I kept that very specific on a teacher who had made an impact on me. You can be a little more creative, a little bit more outside the box. And the great thing about toasts is that you can make them funny, you can make them serious, you can make them emotional, you can make them lighthearted. It is up to you. The idea of a toast is to set the tone for the meeting, get everyone ready, incorporate it within your speech, and that will kick off the meeting. The second thing to remember is to practice. And those of you who have watched my videos before know I talk about practicing so often. It's one of the most important things that we can do as public speakers. But this is the advantage you have with a toast compared to table topics. Table topics, you're winging it. A toast, there is no excuse for winging it. You have a whole, whatever the period between your meetings are, 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, to be thinking about what you're going to talk about. And once you've decided on what your toast will be, the content of your toast, that is your opportunity to practice, to sharpen it, to embed those pauses, to raise the vocal variety or lower your voice. But practicing is so incredibly important. The third tip, and this is a pro tip for those of you who are maybe at least mid-range to high-level speakers, keep the thing you toast to concise. I see this so often when people deliver Toastmasters toasts. They raise their glass and they say, to the best teachers we've ever had throughout all of elementary school, middle school, and high school, or something long-winded like that. And then as the fellow Toastmasters stand up, they're trying to remember to the great teachers we had throughout elementary and middle school and high. Like, it's too long. It's too long of a sentence. It feels awkward. When I gave a toast in my video example, I said, to great teachers. Nobody is going to forget what that is. Keep it concise, 2 or 3 words max, and that will be easy to remember for the rest of the Toastmasters in the meeting. So how did my toast go in my own opinion? I received positive feedback from the general evaluator and also fellow Toastmasters, but they're always nice in terms of giving me feedback. My own feeling is overall I was pretty happy with it. It had been a while since I had went to a Toastmasters meeting, and my skills were rusty while I was practicing. So I was actually getting quite nervous before I delivered this, because even practicing in the car on the way to the meeting, I was messing up certain parts. But overall, I thought it went pretty well. I did like how I used the creative opening, pretending to be my grade 11 English teacher. I thought that was a good way to set the tone. Of course, there's always ways you can make your speeches better, and one of the ways I could have is understanding where the projector was. So you may have noticed this, you may have been distracted as I was speaking, because the projector behind me was on my shirt. At one point, it was almost on my face, and that is my own fault. I should have been aware that that projector was there and that that could be distracting for others. I also noticed I was doing kind of a weird thing with my right hand. My left hand was by its side. My right hand had this like snappy look to it. These are nitpicky things, but they are ways I could have improved this toast. As I mentioned before, whether you're a brand new Toastmaster or a seasoned Toastmaster who has been in the program for a long time, this is a great role to take on. I really encourage you to take on the toast role, practice for it. Let me know how it goes. Leave a comment below if you are taking on this role. If this video was helpful, let me know. And of course, subscribe to the channel, because I will continue to put out more videos like this to help you through your Toastmasters journey. But I want to sincerely thank everyone who took the time to watch this video. It means a lot, and I'll catch you on the next one.